Thank you very much, operator. Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Bellator 155 Carvalho versus Manhoef conference call. On today's call, present with us, we've got President Scott Coker, middleweight champion Rafael Carvalho, challenger Melvin Manhoef, and then in our co-main event, we have former featherweight champion Pat Curran and his opponent Georgie K. Bellator 155 takes place this Friday at Century Link Arena in Boise, Idaho. It airs live and free, as always, on Spike TV this Friday at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Very few tickets remain, and for more information on that, you can send people to Bellator.com. Other fights on the televised card include heavyweights Dan Charles versus Augusto Sakai, Joey Beltran versus Chase Gormley, and female featherweights Marlos Conan versus Alexis Duprin. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Bellator President Scott Coker for his opening remarks, and then he'll turn it over for questions. So without further ado, Scott, take it away.
Yeah, thank you, Danny, and thank you for the members of the media and the fighters for joining on today's call. We're ecstatic to be in Boise fighting at the Century Link Arena. I think this is a fight town that's been hungry for a big MMA promotion, and we're proud to have Bellator to be the first to do it. We've got a great middleweight world title fight between Carvalho and Manhoef. And if you recall, Carvalho is coming up with a big win with the KO over Brendan Halsey and Manhoef over Kato. And undoubtedly, this fight's going to have a bunch of fireworks. I mean, both these guys bring it. So we're excited about that fight. Our co-main event features two solid mainstays in our deep featherweight division between former champion Pat Curran and Georgie K. This fight will definitely have title implications attached to it. In addition to the great fights we have on Spike TV, we also have a stacked undercard airing on Bellator.com and the Bellator app, led by two former title challengers, Dave Jensen and Marcin Ho. At this point, I'd like to just turn it back to you, Danny.
Great, thanks, Scott. And so, again, just a reminder for all the media on the call, please press *1 on your phone to ask a question. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to the fighters for their opening remarks. We'll go ahead and start with the champion, Rafael Carvalho.
My name is Marcelo. I'll be translating for Rafael.
Great, Marcelo. Can you translate his opening comments for us, please?
I'm sorry, what?
Can you translate his opening comments, just his thoughts on the fight?
Yes. Yes. Você tem algum pensamento no que você quer dizer da luta aí? O que você tem para falar aí no seu open statement? Bom, essa luta, ela tem tudo para entrar para a história do evento. This fight has everything to be historical. E essa luta é bem disputada, né? Trata de dois strikes. Como eu ouvi dizer, né, que vai ser uma luta de kickbox com luvas de MMA. Então, essa luta vai ser bem parelha. It's going to be a lot of strikes on this. It's going to be a kickboxing fight, but with MMA gloves. And that's it from champ.
Thank you very much. And then we'll turn it over to his challenger, Melvin Manhoef, for his opening remarks.
Melvin.
Yeah, I look forward to making a kickboxing match with small gloves. I look forward to it, so I'm prepared on everything, so it doesn't matter what's going to happen. So I'm looking forward to bang and to do what I do the best, and it is striking. So for me, it's very nice if he wants to do the kickboxing match with me. Thank you.
Perfect. And then Pat Curran.
Hi guys, really excited to step in there on Friday, put on a dominant performance. Made a lot of changes in my life and in my camp, and everything's kind of falling into place right now, and I'm excited to showcase that on Friday night.
Great, and last but not least, Georgie K.
Yeah, I can't wait for Friday night. I'm going out there with nothing to lose and just be 100% and fight my fight and come out with a victory.
Great, and then at this time, operator, if you want to go ahead and kick it off with our questions from our media, that'd be great.
Our first question comes from the line of Chuck Mindenhall. Your line is live. Hey guys, what's happening? This question for Rafael. Obviously, you got the vacant belt, man, and you're going against a guy who it seems like he'll really accommodate your style. You have a lot of TKOs and big-time body shots and kicks and things like that. But what do you see in Melvin, man? And do you see them as a good guy to kind of showcase your talents against?
Você vê o Melvin ser um cara que é mais o seu estilo, você vai poder lutar o kickboxing, ou como você vê essa luta com o Melvin?
Então, eu vejo essa luta mesmo para uma luta de kickboxing.
They see this as a kickboxing fight. That's how he sees on this.
Okay. And also, just because, being a new champion and everything, do you look at this as a showcase, I guess, because I feel like not a lot of people are kind of talking about you yet, but given your style and amount of TKOs and what you've kind of done so far to this point, but do you kind of see this as a showcase moment for you to show what you got?
E você vê isso, que é uma oportunidade certa para você mostrar o que você pode fazer nessa luta? Se essa luta é uma oportunidade perfeita para você mostrar o que você é capaz de fazer, já que você é um campeão novo ainda.
Sim, toda luta a gente tem que mostrar para o que veio, né? Então, para essa luta também eu vou mostrar o que eu vi, né?
Every fight, you gotta show what you got, and on this fight, it's gonna be no different. He's gonna show everything he got, and he always looking forward to the next fight.
Okay, cool. And just a quick question for Scott, or a couple questions, I guess. Obviously, there was a lot made with Will Brooks, kind of letting him go as your champion and everything. But just so we have it, I know you've talked a little bit about it in the media, but what was the thinking about letting Brooks walk?
Yeah, Chuck, I feel like we got, 4 world-class fighters here. I think that maybe that's a conversation you and I can have later today or offline.
Okay.
Because I just feel like, these guys are here and we should respect their time.
Awesome, man. And just a little bit on this card, but we moved up Marlus's fight to the main card now. What was the thinking behind that? I know it caught kind of some criticism when it was going to be for a title as being on the prelims and all that, but what was the thinking in kind of elevating that to the main card?
I'll tell you, how in today's world it's really important to have a digital presence and really drive our digital numbers and our digital department. And we sat down and when it was a title fight, they really wanted to have it. They felt that was the fight that could really push the numbers digitally and on the app, and we agreed to it. And when the fight got switched, then we all circulated our feelings, and we all made a team decision that the fight between Held and Jensen would be something that they feel could drive the numbers for them, and so that's why we chose to move the fight from the from Marlus Kunin fight and the Jensen fight down.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from the line of Steven Morocco.
Quick first question for Rafael. Just wanted to ask him how has being champion changed his life?
A pergunta é o que mudou na sua vida depois de virar campeão?
Mudou um pouco o meu conhecimento depois que eu fui campeão. As pessoas que me conhecem, me contam os olhos e tem respeito maior
People recognize him more now, and he has more respect out of people now that he's the champion.
Does he subscribe to the theory that you're not really the champion until you defended the belt once, or does he feel like belt hit?
Você acha que você não é o campeão mesmo que você ainda não defendeu o cinturão? Ou você é o campeão mesmo sem ter defendido o cinturão ainda?
Acho que você conquistar é uma coisa, agora você manter isso, você mostra que você é o verdadeiro campeão, você não chegou ali para casa.
Getting the belt for the first time is one thing. But the real deal is when you defend that belt and you keep that belt. That's when you're the real champion.
Has life gotten any more challenging, being a fighter in Rio de Janeiro with the Olympics coming up,
with all of this political turmoil that's happening right now, is it any more difficult to sort of survive day to day as a fighter?
A vida do dia a dia ficou mais complicada no Rio de Janeiro agora, no Brasil, por causa das Olimpíadas estarem acontecendo este ano e com os problemas políticos e econômicos do Brasil. Está te atrapalhando em alguma coisa isso?
Não deixo problema nenhum interferir na minha vida pessoal. Os problemas não cabe a mim resolver, sim, para autoridades competentes.
No difference on his life or on his fighting or his camp. So they got their problems, and that doesn't bother his personal or professional life.
All right, fair enough. Question for Scott. Daniel Strauss recently told us he was expecting a fall return from his hand injury. Are you on the same timeline with that?
I'll tell you, that when he's ready to fight, we'll have him back right away. I mean, that's what we're shooting for. I know that he's had some complications, and we're looking forward to having him back as soon as he can.
Do you have any idea when? I mean, can we say this fight between Georgie and Pat is a title eliminator?
I definitely think it has some title implications. I mean, we always like to see how the fight pans out and how it works out. So I'll hold back the this person gets the next title shot. But honestly, if it's something that's exciting and a barn burner and it's built up to the fight that the fans want to see, I think that it very well could be.
Does that change the stakes for you guys, Pat and Georgie? And maybe if Pat responds first and then Georgie, does the stakes of this particular fight change things for you if it is for a title?
I feel like every fight at this point in your career, especially in this division, it's do or die. If you win, you're going to get that much closer to becoming, or having a chance to fight for the title again. And I feel like a win over Georgie's going to get me, that much closer, that one more step closer to another title shot.
Our next question comes from the line of Josh Connor.
My first question is for Rafael. Rafael, you've spoken in the past about coming from a very poor area in Rio de Janeiro and how many people born there have no future and have to find a way to survive. Can you talk about what it means to you to have overcome the Bellator World Champion and the hope you're able to provide the people that are still trying to escape the favela?
Você veio de uma favela que as pessoas lá, as crianças, não têm um futuro bom para frente deles. As oportunidades são poucas. Você tem alguma coisa para falar com as pessoas sobre isso?
Eu digo que o futuro bom a gente tem. Depende da escolha de qualquer um. São todas as pessoas que não prestam, que moram na favela. Tem pessoas trabalhadoras, honestas, assim. E o local que você mora, a roupa que você veste,
There's good people in the favelas. The only thing that's going to dictate your future is you, how hard you work for it. Doesn't matter where you live, what kind of clothing you wear. If you put your mind into it, you can do it. You just got to work hard for it.
Okay, great. My next question is for Scott. Scott, we've really seen Bellator and Spike Sports pushing the fighters' first campaign and giving fighters that platform to grow their own brands. But one thing a number of Bellator fighters and some fighters on this card have stated in the interviews is there a request for a bonus structure to be added to the promotion, whether it's fight of the night, submission night, or knockout of the night. Can you give us your thoughts as president of the organization on whether some sort of future Bellator bonus structure is likely to come to fruition? And if not, what would be the driving factors in preventing that incentive system from coming about?
Are you there? Hello? Sorry.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you repeat your question one more time?
Sure, yeah. So leading up to this fight, Bellator and Spike Sports recently pushed out the fighters' first campaign to give the fighters that platform to grow their own brands. But a number of fighters in the interviews leading up to this fight have mentioned their desire for a bonus structure to be added to the promotion. Can you give us your thoughts on whether or not some sort of future Bellator system or bonus system will come into play? And if not, maybe what those factors that are preventing it from coming to fruition are?
Yeah, that's always a conversation we have internally. And it's something we're working on. Well, this is a little bit different, model because we're a free TV model. And so, it's something that has been considered, but right now it's something that's just in the dialogue.
Okay, thanks, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Our next question comes from the line of Jason Floyd.
Yes, my question would be for Melvin. Melvin, headed into your last MMA fight, a lot of people counted you out. Do you feel like people are still counting you out heading into this fight?
It doesn't. I don't know what people are thinking, but it only depends on what me and my team and everybody thinks. I think, and the fans who are like supporting me. I feel like the fire is still in me, and I showed it at my last fight. So I trained very hard for this fight, and the thing is, and my goal is to show it again that you cannot count me out.
When you hear your opponent say that it's going to be a kickboxing match with MMA gloves, do you believe him?
Yes, why not? He has a heart as a lion also, so if you want to stand and bang with me, it is going to be like, there's only going to be also one winner, that are the fans and the audience, because this is what we have to do, We have to make attractive fights, and I'm in for that. So, my fight style, I do everything to knock people out or, to get a great fight. So I'm glad if he wants to make a kickboxing fight of it.
Where would winning the Bellator title rank in your accomplishments in combat sports?
What
would winning the Bellator title mean to you? Where would it rank in terms of your accomplishments in MMA and combat sports in general?
Yeah, it means a lot, It's like hard work, and just what you said, a lot of people are writing me out, and I think this is like a new area, a new beginning of me, to become like a world champion. And I think, this is the thing that a fighter as me, who is like so long in the business, is like an achievement already, and I'm very proud of it that the main event and the show, and that I have the belief of Scott and all the fans and everybody around me, so I appreciate it, and I'm thankful, I think.
Thanks, Melvin.
Our next question comes from the line of Tristan Critchfield.
Couple of questions for Scott. Scott, the women's featherweight bout is in a title bout with Marlos and Alexis. Is the plan to book the winner against Julia Budd for a title bout in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to try to put that fight together as soon as we can. As soon as Julia's healthy, we're going to put that fight on.
And one more for you. You have Heldon Jansen on the preliminary card this time around, and you mentioned you're trying to change your philosophy with that. What can we expect to see from Bellator preliminary streams going forward? Is there going to be a little bit of a change in philosophy in how you approach those?
Yeah, I think in today's world, you guys see it with other organizations. It's important to have a big digital presence and really drive those digital numbers and start growing not just the linear ratings and international sales and sponsorships, but also the digital ratings and the digital numbers and impressions. So that's going to be one of our company's focuses, and you'll see some big fights on the undercard of our fights moving forward.
So it's likely that there's going to be a featured type fight on almost every Bellator card on the prelims from now on?
Yes, that is our goal.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from the line of Michael Stett.
Yeah, a couple questions for Scott. Scott, as far as the title fight implications on this card, one, for the winner of Rafael Melvin, do you have a clear-cut contender in mind who would face the winner of that fight at middleweight? And also for featherweight, with Patricio just getting that win at Bellator 153, and obviously you have Pat coming back into that picture. Are you going to have maybe a contender match with Pat and Daniel if Pat wins, or what can you tell us about the featherweight title picture as well?
Yeah, as far as the middleweight, I think Brandon Halsey, his name comes right back into my mind. And as far as the featherweight division, I think that all those fights that you mentioned are all possible. And Strauss, Pitbull, they had 3 big fights. Epic battles. Probably some of the best fighting I've seen live ever. And And then this fight card, Pat Kern, who's our former champion, and Georgie K, who's fought everybody, and beat some of the top guys. I'm gonna see how this fight unfolds, but, I think that, whether it's Pitbull or the winner of this fight, I think that, or maybe we'll have a fight between the two as a runoff, like you said, but it hasn't been determined yet. But I think that any of those combinations will make for some exciting matchups and a worthy title shot.
And last one for you, as a promoter, is it more challenging to you when a division is wide open, that the title has changed hands a couple times, as opposed to, say, having a champion have a long run where you kind of know you're setting up for the one guy each time for the challenge? You know what I'm saying? Like, some of the divisions are kind of wide open, and some you have a clear-cut title holder. Is it more challenging for you as a promoter, or does it make no difference?
Well, the thing is that, a title can change hands, as a blink of an eye, right? So in this sport, man, you never know what's going to happen. So, as far as in our weight classes, I mean, we pretty much feel we know, what the top 2 or 3 or 4 guys going into each, top 4 ranking, let's say, getting to the title. But, anything can happen. I mean, it's like one punch, one kick, or it's over. And so, it's our job to cheat up, and it's their job to fight and win. And I think you see some amazing action and some really, some guts out there, because, like you said, when you have title implications, that might set you back. It might set you back another, 6 months or a year. And I know that these guys have been waiting, and this is really important to them, and willing for fireworks on Friday night.
And do you have any updates on the heavyweight division, what you might do or put in place since Manhoef was stripped of the title?
What we do, and I'd like to reserve, a statement on that, but it's gonna be a lot of fun as to how we get to our next title holder. And I'll just leave it at that.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Once again, if you'd like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. That's star and the number 1. Our next question comes from the line of Steve Juwan.
Thank you, operator. This question's for Georgie. Everybody's already talked so far about this being a potential eliminator fight, a contender's fight. So what does it mean for him to be in this position right now? And what's his strategy in the fight going up against a 2-time champion like Curran?
I know the title is, they're talking a lot about the title, but to me, that's, that I don't think about that right now. I have a good opponent in front of me, Pat Kern, like you said, a former champion, and I couldn't ask a better opponent like him. I'm very excited. Just make this fucking weight and just fight on the May 20th, man. Fight on Friday and then put a great show, and I'm for sure coming out with my hands raised.
All right, thank you.
Our next question comes from the line of Josh Connor.
This question's for Georgie. Georgie, you're recently coming off another surgery after the White fight, and you had an ACL surgery prior to that. Did you change anything up this camp to ensure health and, in your training leading up to this fight?
I kept everything the same. I got so used to it last year because I got about 5 surgeries last year, so the surgery after a Vital fight didn't affect me at all. It was just a small meniscus tear. But after that, Bellator took a good care of me. They put me in a very good rehab place, and and then I started my training, and everything's been good, man. I feel 100% physically good, and I've been saying in my previous interviews, I'm just so happy to be 100% physically good and prepared, because in this sport, that's a very important thing, and I'm just happy, man. Can't wait to fight.
Okay, great. And then I got one more for Scott. Scott, we've really seen Bellator's digital pieces become very well polished leading up to the Kimbo Dada fight. And also, there's some quality pieces out for this fight. Given that strong suit of your promotion and the Viacom being a vertically integrated company with a tie to reality TV, does Bellator have any current or future plans to delve into reality TV in the future, or can we expect to see more longer digital programming from your promotion headed into the future?
Yeah, the answer to that is, yes and yes. I mean, we're always having conversations internally about the next step, and reality programming or different types of programming, promoting the fighters, or maybe like more countdown shows, have always been in the works, or are always in the works. But right now we're really focusing on the fighters and building their brands, and that really comes from those digital pieces that my team puts out, which is have been really, really good. Been very happy with them, and I think that when you see the pieces, not just from the big tentpole fights, but the pieces we're putting out for the monthly shows as well, I think you'll be impressed. And we're just going to pump out more and more. I mean, I've always said the digital department is honestly the largest department in our company, and I think that's where the future is, and we're getting ready for it.
Okay, thank you.
There are no more questions in queue at this time.
All right, with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this call. I want to take a moment to thank all of the fighters, Scott Coker, and all of the media that attended. Appreciate it very much, and make sure you tune in for Bellator 155 this Friday on Spike at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Have a great day.
That concludes today's conference call. You may now disconnect your line.